Hello, welcome to my channel. This was originally the second episode of my Final Fantasy Remake playthrough, but I barely talk in it, so I decided that I would change it into another video, which is a series of mine that I've been neglecting, which I call Today's Sub, which I talk about the people that I sub to on YouTube because just, I don't know, give them some love and hopefully somebody will know of them and would like them too. I don't really know the point of the series. I just want to talk about things that I like. So today I want to talk about Lyle Rath, aka Lyle Matushback, aka Latino Cream King. I think he's Latino. I've heard the Oni boys make fun of him, say he's Puerto Rican. If he's Puerto Rican, dude, that would be awesome because I'm Puerto Rican too, and we support our people all the way through and through. So I want to talk about him and his channels and how I got to know of him and all that. So I was introduced to Lyle through Oni Place because I'm a big fan of Oni Place. I watch it all the time. I watch the videos or I put them in the background as a podcast. It's a great listen. They're always funny. Once you get used to the sense of humor of Oni Place, they're just really great guys. They're very entertaining. So I found him through there because he's sort of become like a regular on it now. And I gotta say, he's one of the reasons that I really got into Oni Plays. Um, just because, just from a couple of episodes, just hearing the thing he says and his perspective on things and humor and the improvs that the topics that we bring up, to me they were interesting. I'm like, who the hell is this dude? Because he speaks to me like on a personal level, like uh, I like his humor, I like his personality. He's funny. He's very creative with the stuff that he says, and yeah, just him interacting with Oni and Spaz. No, I mean, yeah, but he interacted with Spaz too. Just him were interacting with Oni and with Zack and with Tomar. Um, it's just great banter. They make great banter. He really fit along that group. Um, so the more that I listen to him, the more like, okay, this dude is cool. I'm gonna check out his other stuff. So I went and found his personal channel, which is called Lyle Rath, and then I found another second channel, which is called Wrath Club. And both of them have really funny stuff in them. They have skits, and they have all the things that he's done in the past. I watched a couple of them. I watched his Loot Crate ones. One of my favorites is a video that he made, which is called Life is Brutal, which is like a metal, very metal music video that I recommend because it's really funny. Uh, and from then I started digging more, and I found that he made some machinimas back in the past, just editing clips from video games and adding funny stuff to it. Even though by today's standards they seem very outdated, I found them kind of funny. They were pretty funny. They had a sense of humor in it. Granted, it was like an early stage of a sense of humor, um, which was still pretty funny. And one interesting thing that I was is that he worked on it with Dex Manning, which I knew from back in the days from watching the Creatures, because he became like a creature for a short period of time, um, and it was interesting to me because I didn't know that those two knew each other, much less worked together on a series that was actually pretty funny. Uh, and I knew Dex because, like I said, I was watching the Creatures, and I remember after the Creatures broke up and all that drama, I was watching a couple of Dex videos because he was talking about the whole situation. So I knew both of them, but I didn't know they were connected. And that whole Machinima series, which is called Sanity Not Included, had like a portion of it that was animated, and it had like a little story they created. I don't know who. I think I don't know really who wrote it. I think it was them two, Lyle and Dex. I'm gonna assume. But it had animated shorts with it that I think were made by Spaz Kid and somebody on YouTube. I think it was even Dex or well, one of them. Um, just cut all the clips of the animated thing and made it like a whole series, continuous series, and I really enjoy that because it was like I don't know, it was watching. It felt like I was watching a Newgrounds old cartoon series, an old Flash cartoon series, and it was really entertaining. It was pretty cool. I imagine that when it came out, um, some people were in that bandwagon and knew of it and enjoyed it, but I never knew of it. Um, I started to get into playthroughs and just internet stuff kind of late, so I missed a couple of you know little communities like that had really great stuff that I just never knew about it and came to discover it way too late. Another content that I like about Lal is the his X streams, which are edited streams that he posted on YouTube. That's one of the series that I can actually rewatch and keep rewatching because I think he made like about 15 videos of it, or at least that's what I could find on YouTube or something like that, around 15. And they're all great, man. They're all freaking hilarious, dude. And they're all very humor based, not gameplay based. You know, even though some of the funny stuff comes out of the gameplay, but a lot of it just comes from like absurd humor or like inner jokes with his friends or anything or something like that. And they're great, man. I like that's one of my favorite series from him. And it was actually watching that series that I kind of knew that like okay, like I really like this. This dude is really funny, and honestly, I think he's underrated as hell. Another thing that I like, and maybe this is not related at all, I think he's Latino. I'm Latino too. So maybe that's why I sort of gravitate to him more than the other guys. There's something about being a Latino that links our sense of humor or something like that. And I think Oni has made jokes about him being Puerto Rican. I don't know if it's really Puerto Rican. Really haven't dwelled into his personal life that much to find out he is, but I like to think that he is. And if it's Puerto Rican like me, dude, that guy's my dude now. Cause we Puerto Ricans, we stick with each other. We got a lot of pride when another Puerto Rican does something good, or is an awesome person. We sort of like we sort of like share the glory. We're like, oh, he's Puerto Rican like us, huh? Yeah, that must mean I'm pretty cool too. Uh, it's a cultural thing that we have. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But maybe he's not Puerto Rican. Maybe he's Latino, or maybe he's not Latino at all. That really doesn't play a huge factor on it. But I really love the guy, and I honestly think he's super funny. If you know of him, you already know this. He's pretty awesome. If you don't know of him, I really recommend that you watch his stuff.